Hey, Watchgambit online again. And as usual, a little sneak peek into a beer I'm drinking this Saturday from Tampere, Finland, Panimo-ravintola Plevna Pispalan portteri. Pispala is the ridge on the side of Tampere, and porter type of beer made of 4 grains, 5.5 percentage, and it says smoky, peaty with a solid base, caramelly, etc. I was getting a little bit of perkiness in this as well, like a stingy little thing. And they aren't telling much about this on their website, but it's 5.5% and available in 0.3 from Koski Panimo. Not bad at all. Today's review is an incoming watch called Henry Archer, but let's have a wrist check first. It's from a buddy of mine, Beyond Horology podcast, Nico, and I made a little flip and I got, among other things, a pretty sweet AJ9 230 Pro Master. And if you're a fan of Pro Masters, you'll immediately notice that, what the hell, the second hand is running in steps, in 1 second increments, and the crown is at 3, so yes, it's a quartz. And based on the case number, it's from 2010, and there's some service made to it along the way. Excellent condition, and currently it's running on a Uncle Seiko silicone. Pretty sweet combo for a diver fan. Bang for the buck quartz, and it's a Citizen, so I love it already. Today's review is Henry Archer Nordlys Aeon from Denmark. You've never heard of it, neither have I, so let's have a look what it's all about. Box is the basic box with a golden branding on top, Henry Archer, and a clever logo, so H up here and A down here. Not very, let's say, clear if you leave out the name and try to figure out what brand it is. You'll never get it, but with this one, sure. Basic box, with the certificate of authenticity, 2-year warranty, and the model type, Nordlys Aeon. And the watch itself is a 42 millimeter 20 mil lugs, 49.5 lug to lug, 11 mil height, double dome sapphire front, flat on the back. We'll get back to that. Stainless case, 200 meter water resistant, blue sunray dial. We'll get back to that as well. Swiss Superluminova PGW9 indices, and the minute track markers and dates has X1 grade C3. Under the hood, a Miyota 9015, and that's more or less the spec side of it. And let's get down to the details I found on it. Still tape on the clasp because it's probably moving on at some point. Starting from the bracelet, Henry Archer branded clasp. Pretty okay, but it's pressed and in that sense feels a bit cheap and yeah, functional, yes, but you know how they are. The bracelet, yeah, pretty solid for this price range. That is around 450 euros, and straight end piece. And what is refreshingly curious is that it is with speed spring bars, so you can very quickly take the stainless bracelet out. Wow, haven't seen that too often, but it's a cool thing for a more of a, well, I wouldn't say fashion watch, but sort of a little bit more spunky piece, and it's easy to put on other straps when you feel like it very quickly without any tools at hand. The case leaves a little bit to be desired. Not the best finish, but yeah, again, considering the price range. But they've tried at least. It's vertical brushing, a little bit of a polished bevel to the lugs, and brushing on the top side. And yeah, this is also curious that you would run a Miyota 9015 with a see-through case back. There's not much to see, obviously, in this price range of an automatic caliper. The front side though, well, this is something else. For this level of pricing, it is nothing short of a great dial. Like I said before, the indices, yeah, different loom material, but also colored differently. There's about, I guess, three different colors used in the minute markers, and then the Luminovad 5-minute indices. Quite a spectacular color, sunbursty, very vivid blue, and decent hands, well, excluding the second hand. Branding on the dial, Henry Archer logo, Nordlys, and self-winding. Why would you put that on a dial? I guess there's a reason to distinguish it from his other watch types that might be quartz. Date window round with a little bit of a bevel in the hole. Black background, white numbers. Not very legible to my old eyes. Yeah, you can still see it, but yeah, when you get to 11 or 17, you might not distinguish between those two. The crown is square. I mean, what the hell? Square crown. Okay. And what's left is the bezel action. Jesus. Ugh. Sounds solid, but it's sticky as hell. Very difficult to operate. Does align quite well. And aluminum insert on the bezel. So pros and cons. Pretty nice overall look, different, spectacular dial. Casing work, not so good, but yeah, okay, for this price of watch, why not? Bezel action, hideous. See-through case back on a Miyota 9015. Why? And by far the worst thing about this watch is the square crown. Very difficult to grasp, very difficult to wind because it doesn't really rotate in your fingers. So I don't know, is this the best way to wind it? But not very convenient at all. So please change that. It's from design point of view it might be a good idea, but from functionality point of view it sucks big time. It takes some work to get into thread. It does go there. Seen worse, but it's not good either. And the logo in the crown. So the good and the bad and the ugly. So change the crown and the money you save on that, put it on the bezel action and possibly one notch better finishing on the case and maybe a better clasp. It's good that it's narrow and suits a dress watch style, but it's a bit subpar, to be honest. Love the dial though, can't get enough of that color. Impossible to capture. I'll try to take some stills and convey to you how great the dial looks. And I like the bluish lume on it as well. But beyond that, thanks for watching and yeah, it's gonna move on. Maybe not tomorrow, but at some point. Also, in the rear view mirror is the greatest watch event in Finland in 2 years. After COVID break, we had Watch Show Finland, organized by Ville Arzoglu. We all know him, he's a watch lover, and organizes a great event with some lovely setting at the Kattila Halli in Helsinki, great venue. We had great weather, and obviously the best thing is all the people you get to meet. And of course meeting a lot of buddies that already I've known quite a lot. Maybe to mention some of them that also have social media content. From the Finnish speaking side, there's Kellopelipodcast, so pick that up from all of the different podcast medias. They are all over, easy to pick up. Ville and Daniel are doing a great job. Funny podcast with a relaxed tone and overlook of the watch industry and different watches, which I share completely. You gotta relax. In principle, it's only watches, so take it easy and don't be such a snob like some people tend to be. Then I had the pleasure to meet Juho from Ranteessa YouTube channel. First time met him now face to face. Great guy, has an insight and very analytical approach on the details of each of the watches, and very enthusiastic to discover all the new things. And cheers, talk to you again, and let's try to arrange some collab, all of you three. And obviously Nico from Beyond Horology podcast. Everyone seems to know him in the watch industry. Busy as hell, that guy. Hooks up with all the micro brands and knows all the players in the Finnish watch industry. Great guy, great podcast in English, and talks to a lot of the micro brand owners, founders, and has great content on his podcast. So pick all of those up, and obviously spread the word of Watchgambit, Instagram, YouTube, and if you liked it, you know what to do. Talk to you later. Cheers.